Hey everyone, welcome back to the Gateway Resources and Support YouTube channel. My name's Sean. This is episode 5. If you just got done watching episode 4 with Brooke, I'm going to do some of the same thinking, except this time we're going to be taking a look at a social studies document we're going to call this Putting the Pieces Together. Don't forget that you can check out the description below if you need to get in touch with us. There's links to other topics and resources there as well. All right, so I've got a released practice prompt here. This one's for U.S. history, but the skills are all the same whether you're doing U.S. history or world history. The first thing you're going to do when you get the prompt is you're really going to want to dig in and read the historical background at the top here. This is going to give you some of that information. It might help you unlock some of that prior knowledge. It's certainly going to key you into what the prompt, what the question, the writing task is actually going to be about. So I would spend some time looking through this. The other thing here, you'll notice there's a timeline, and it explains to you the significance of the timeline. In this case, it's a historical context for the period of exploration and settlement of North America. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. So you can see here with the timeline, it gives you some ideas of what we're thinking about and what we're talking about here within American history. Then right below that is the actual writing task. It's telling you write an essay in which you analyze the impact of the development of the 13 colonies. So, here's that word analyze that jumps out to me right away as what I'm going to be asked to do. And then, here's the impact of the development of the 13 colonies. We'll get to that in a second. When I think of analyze, I'm thinking of key elements, also which elements are most important. Going to go below here. And then I'm also going to draw some conclusions when I'm doing this analysis. Then it sets out for me here what I need to include, how the encounter with the American Indians impacted the development of each region, analyze the importance of location and place to support economic development of each region, and then analyze the reasons for establishment of each region. So right off the bat, it's kind of laid out for me what I'm going to need to attack. So then I'm going to take a look at the documents here. We're going to spend a separate video talking about digging into the documents. But between the timeline, it gives me an idea of the time period, the historical background, right? The early years of the age of exploration. You can read that. You can pause the video if you need to take a look. Same thing with the timeline. Some of the different moments in the founding, the country, the age of exploration. We've got some documents here I'm going to look through. There's some images. There's some captions. Here's a map. You can zoom into that. You can see what that lays out here. There's an excerpt from the Mayflower Compact. Right away, when I see this one, this certainly has some of the regions. So I'm going to make a note here because remember the regions, analyze the reasons for establishment of each region down at the bottom. So I'm going to make a note here that this is going to help me maybe with the regions as I'm thinking about that. We've got another couple of documents here as well, and then a colonial economic chart. And again here, this one even just tells me, here's a region. So I'm going to make a note right off the bat that I know that that is going to help me think about how to attack this prompt. And now that I say that, thinking about these documents A and B, certainly confrontation between Native Americans and colonists, and then John Smith, and I know my prior knowledge there, and also you can see in the image there's some Native Americans in the background. So these two look like bullet number 1. Which was, remember, how the encounter with American Indians impacted the development of each region. Analyze the importance of location and place to support economic development of each region. Again, so this could be bullet 2. It might also be bullet 3. So that's the early part of attacking the prompt. So now I've got some of this laid out, and we're going to do more of the documents in a subsequent video. So be sure to check out the description for that. But now I know what I'm going to address, how I'm going to attack it, what are some of the key elements, which elements are most important, and then I'm going to draw some conclusions. And I'm going to do that as I'm analyzing the impact of the development of the 13 colonies. And I'm going to include some of these bullets below that they've included for me. And I've already gone through and previewed the documents and noted which ones they are. So we've got A and B here. Document C goes there. And I'm making a note there so I remember that when I need to cite that information, I can do that in my writing, in my response, in document F. So that's just a quick preview of attacking the prompt, thinking about what's there, thinking about how I might use it to launch some of my prior knowledge. Remember, we looked at that in the previous rubrics and the just-in-time statements. I also might start to think about some of the significance of this as I'm doing my analysis, and then we can go from there. Once again, thanks for stopping by, checking out our channel. If you've got a question, go ahead and post it in the comments below and we can get to it.